So how old are you?
I'm 16.
You're 16?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, y'all grow fast nowadays, huh? And how old are you?
17.
And
We're
are you-
a year apart.
You're a year apart. And are you both playing in the Open?
Yeah. I guess she's playing. Are you playing doubles too, or just singles?
No, just singles.
I'm playing doubles.
Yeah.
And then the juniors.
Because you did good in Miami, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you noticed.
I follow. I knew you were a lot. I just always saw Born on Tour. I think in 2015 I was in Australia and he was always in the gym. I always joked with him that he didn't know I existed, and so he finally realized that I exist.
And I was a little bit scared, you know, because on the court, I reckon she can get a little bit grumpy sometimes.
To say the
And
least.
then I wanted to say hi, but I was just like, maybe she's grumpy, or you know, I'm not sure should I say hi or not.
Maybe she was thinking the same about you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just think it's a good question to ask yourself. Why do I play? Why do I play tennis?
I like the competition.
You like the competition? What do you like, Riley? Or why
I
do you
like.
play?
I mean, obviously, I like the competition. I like all of it. I like being able to hire my own coach and physio and be able to make adjustments when needed and stuff. I like being able, like, kind of in that position.
What about you, Nico? Why do you play?
I don't know. I love everything about tennis. Probably I love traveling, meeting the people I meet. It's really diverse. You know, if I would have stayed at home and didn't play tennis traveling, I would have never have had the opportunity to play doubles with a kid from South America or Europe.
Why do you play tennis?
I started playing tennis because I had so much energy, and my parents just, you know, needed to put me somewhere, so they put me on a court. So that's why I started, and I think I continued because I just love the fight. I like the competition. I was just thinking that the other day, actually. It was really hot. I was sweating. I was losing 4-1 down, but you know, it's like very tough situation. Obviously, you don't like it, but then when I think about it a little bit more, I like that situation, you know, because it just gives me something special, you know. There is no challenge otherwise for me, so I like the challenge.
Serena, why do you play?
I played tennis because my dad put me in it, and then Venus
That's
played.
true. We all saw the movie
Yeah.
King Richard.
Yeah, but it's true. Venus played, and I literally do everything that Venus does, or I used to.
You sure did.
You still do. We just had the conversation about tomato, right?
Hey! Shh.
We won't tell her.
Yes, I'm trying to grow up, shockingly. And that's really literally why I played. And then I've got pretty good at it, and I love to win. So I just kept going. And it's fun. I think I had fun. I think I have a lot of fun. And it's cool. It's a really cool job. You get to travel the world and be on big stages, and it's like you're performing. And I can't sing, so it was like the next best thing.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Right, yeah.
I mean, if I would have the voice, I would love to perform, but yeah, I don't have the voice, so
So tennis works.
yeah.
Is that why you
No.
play? Because you like
No,
getting paid?
but that's the bonus. But I don't know, I've always been so competitive, and I love that winning feeling, you know. I love that my sister is doing it too, so we go through everything together.
Why do you play tennis?
I love it. I love the way the ball feels against the strings, though, and the sound. I'm a perfectionist. I'm a pain in the you know what. I want everything, you know. I always think I can get better. Obviously, I like to compete. It's more about hitting the ball right, though. Just, I don't know, there's a sense of perfection that I know I'm never going to achieve, but I love the process of trying to. I love being in the zone. I think when you're in the now, when you're in the present, when you play your best, I play my best. I mean, that's life, really, right? When we're in the present and whatever we do, that's when we really are at our very best. That's the zone. And I hate to lose. I do hate to lose.
I accidentally ate the pepper because I didn't know it was an actual hot pepper. And
saw
I'm
you
about to
eating it.
start sweating.
I saw you eating it. I was like, ooh, she likes spicy.
I thought it was a bell pepper. I was like, oh, God.
Best Olympics of my life to this day.
What, 2000? Oh, I loved it. I was the captain, so I had fun.
Sydney.
Yeah, it was great. Why did you like it?
Well, because I didn't qualify, even though I'd won the Open, and that's how tough it was in America. Like, everyone was so good. It was like Monica Seles, Lindsay Davenport, Venus, and Capriati. I mean, it was impossible to break. It was
Nuts.
Yeah, it was nuts. And so, and I didn't qualify for the Olympics or singles, which was crazy. So I just played doubles, and I was so happy because I got to go everywhere, and I got to watch all the matches, and I went to like different events, and I've never been able to do that since. And it was an amazing experience to just kind of just be.
I'll be hanging out for the next.
I was the only person happy to not qualify. Billy was the best captain, by the way. Hands down, I learned so much from Billy, like so much. And it definitely
What did you
helped.
learn? What do you remember?
I just remember it just being pivotal in my career. And I remember how funny I was even back then.
All I know is you and Venus saved the player dinner. We always had a player dinner Friday nights. When you two arrived, you made it hilarious. So you saved the dinner.
I was
that night.
never serious.
That's about right.
Never.
No, it's hilarious.
Which
it
is
was
ridiculous.
so funny.
But yeah, I just remember because I won the US Open after that, and I just remember being so confident after that trip. Even today, I'm not kidding, I was hitting overheads, and I was just hitting them, and I was like, no, you gotta move your feet, because you're like, you can't just hit overheads, you have to like move, you just can't be, still. I'll never forget that.
Wow, it's interesting what people remember.
Yeah.
Do you think technology has been good for tennis?
I think it's been good for the longevity of players. I mean, I'm almost dust and I'm still playing professional.
How about the rackets?
I think it's great because like in anything in life, we evolve. And back in the day, we used to see certain volley only. Now we see people returning from almost the fence, which you'd never see like a Rod Laver do. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I do. Especially like I'm seeing, I
Okay.
go, wait.
You're right about
You
the
don't-
racket. You're
You
right.
don't see me on the camera.
That's funny. I know. It's like, where'd they go?
But how do you return from that far back?
That's
I don't know
what
how
I'm
they do it
saying.
Because I was
like,
on the court the other day and I was like, I can't physically hit the
I've hit
ball.
hit the ball and get
That's
it
what I
inside the
was thinking.
baseline.
Like,
you
how
hit
do
as hard as
you-
you want because you can't miss long.
I just hit.
But
it's
how do
almost
you
impossible.
hit it? Like your
Yeah.
arm has to get tired.
It's a guy's thing.
Coming one
Obviously, they find a way because
Yeah,
I
you
don't
kind of
know.
use the pace, no?
Well, I don't go
how are you
so much
gonna
back
get there?
on the first serve.
They
to be
get
honest. I go
it.
more back
How
to
do
the
they
second.
get
Right?
it?
Some arm.
Some players love their rackets and they are constantly
Yes,
checking them and all. It sounds like
I'm
you are. You sound
all
like
the
you're
time.
totally into it.
all the time. I change the balance, 1 gram or 2 grams,
you can
all
tell.
the time.
No,
I
you
have
can tell.
I have the lead tape in
Yeah.
my bag, and then
Lead
every
tape's
time
great.
I come to the tournament, if I feel it's maybe a little bit too slow, I put like 1 gram up there. If I feel it's too fast, then I just remove it.
is
It,
It kind of makes sense, right? Like if you
totally makes sense because
if,
every day you don't feel the same either.
that, and if you're gonna change your tension, why wouldn't you change your maybe balance as well?
Totally.
Just a little bit. Like we all change, I think, tensions, right? Like you don't play the same on the grass and on the clay. Or
Do you feel a big difference when you
I
change
play
the
the
specs?
same everywhere.
no.
He said he does.
Well,
change.
okay, but
Yeah.
I'm not so good, so I
You
need.
mean the racket specs or
I
the
need to
lead
compensate
tape?
somewhere
Like the
else,
lead tape,
but-
like does it make a huge? Do you
Well, it
think?
does.
No, it doesn't for sure. Like I
a
reckon
little
if
Well, it does for you psychologically
exactly,
too.
Yeah.
I don't
So
think.
if it works, it works. Who cares, right?
exactly.
You get the result.
Wilson and can customize. They're
Yeah, they
more accessible, I guess, in that regard. listening to what you want and then coming up with a prototype on a 3D printer, and then it's more trial and error, and then we can, tension's just a number now.
So if it's more humid, what do you do with the tension?
I'll go down. I
Go
did
down.
that now, actually.
Because you get more of a trampoline effect, right? It
In
hits through it.
Cincinnati, yeah.
You can hit harder?
Yeah,
You
my
hit through the
ball goes a little
Makes
bit
a
quicker,
difference.
and the
Bigger?
spin.
You think?
I bet someone's doing it for
Yeah, they're just not telling me.
you.
You don't care? Just give me the raw? Give me the
Listen,
racket.
for me to notice a difference, it must be a real difference.
Really?
I do the same string I've been doing since I can
You use some
remember.
crazy rackets.
Yeah, really crazy rackets. But then I don't know. I don't feel anything. I think, honestly, every time I try to feel something, I go back and say, Serena, you're from Compton. And then I think of like,
Compton, why do you say that?
because I think of
You can
all,
adapt to anything?
Yeah, I think of all the things that we had to go through, and then I think of the courts, and I think of the dead balls, and then I just don't feel any. I literally don't feel anything. But when I do feel something, I always look at my hitter or my coach, and I'm like, something's off.
Yeah.
Because if I'm feeling it, then something's
Something-
way
Yeah.
off.
No, okay, I feel a bit better about myself because normally I never feel anything.
Nothing.
Like I think I've been with like 2 or 3 coaches and they've given me a different racket or something like that, or something's changed.
And you don't
Especially when
notice
we were
it?
testing, I'm like, I don't know. He said, you really don't feel the ball when you play D. And I was like, it's just because I can feel change. It just has to be very big.
Okay.
Like she said,
And he's real picky, you can tell. He's
Yeah,
like
no, I can
every
tell.
little thing.
He's-
Everyone's different.
If it's not a thunderstorm, I'm not
no,
feeling it.
yeah, I'm fine.
Or a hurricane.
Yeah.
In the old days, 75% of the tournaments were played on grass. So you guys are experiencing the opposite of what my generation experienced and the generations before me experienced. Anyone made $14 a day, so it was very different. We're the best players in the world, and they're calling us amateurs. Amateurs mean it's a hobby, and pro means you're really good, right? So we fought during the 60s, we fought like crazy to have a pro sport. And so in 1968, Wimbledon, Rod Laver won 2,000 pounds and I won 750 pounds. So I went, oh no, I got 2 fights to have a place to play and make more money. It's been a long journey, but I'm really happy you guys don't have to put up with that. That's what we fought for, was for the future generations not to deal with what we were dealing with. We talked about that. You're only good as your second serve. Do you agree with that, though? You're only as good as your second serve?
I agree, but I think also the first serve is super important.
Yeah, what if
in
you're having a
the
bad
tennis.
day? That's when the second serve's got to
Yeah,
hold up.
true. But I
It's
think
usually
you
when I
cannot
just
beat.
take the L. When I just
You just go.
see you next
just
week,
go with the
guys.
flow.
Yeah.
Okay, Serena, well, you could talk about serves too, but what do you feel about that with serves?
I think it's different in the women's game.
I agree.
I think that if your second serve is good, I think it's great. It's still wonderful, but a lot of people have won Grand Slams that haven't had a super strong second serve.
Sure. Why do you think
So-
they won?
Because I played terrible that day,
Who, against who?
like a number of players, but it's true.
Oh, well, we all have those stories.
Yeah.
What do you think, Nico?
I'd say second serve is one of the most important shots for sure. My mom always taught me that if you double fault, that next serve always goes in, so you don't have to be put in the position to hit another second serve.
That's a good point.
And yeah, she was always scared that my sister and I would double fault, so we just developed a kick serve. That was the first serve we ever learned.
Really, you learned
And-
that first. Oh,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
and I'd play matches. I mean, until I only grew like a year ago, so I never really had a big serve before then. So I was always just like spinning my serve and then get the point started from there.
What's the first year that we didn't have just wooden rackets? Do you know the evolution of the racket at all?
No idea.
68.
Whoa, you're doing well. They started to add fiberglass to the wood. That was the first thing. But there's a T2000 that came out in 1967.
Was that like the Lendl?
And that was our last year of amateur tennis. And it was in the US Open. And Clark Grabner used a T2000 and Wilson had me use one. I think technology is amazing what it's done. I think tennis is at the best it's ever been. I love to have seen all the generations get bigger, better and better. I've had a great
They're
life.
gonna
because
be better and
look at all the
better.
generations I've been
Yeah.
able to see. My parents always told me that. They were right. Every generation gets better.
Billy, do you have any closing words for us?
I'll tell you 3 things I think are really important in life. Relationships are everything. Keep learning and keep learning how to learn. And be a problem solver and an innovator. And I think people that do well in these three areas, usually I find is that these people had more inner success, which is really important to me, and outer success. Anyway, those are three things that you might want to take with you that might help you in life, on and off the court.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was great to see you all. It was really a great experience.
Thank you very much.
It was great seeing everyone. That was awesome. What a treat. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.